Alright, good evening, my friends. Today, the White House wants to block sunlight to save the planet from, quote, global warming. Again, I've heard this before. I heard this story before. Reuters. Typically, climate nears the point of no return. It's always close to the point of no return. Never quite get there, but usually about 8 to 10 years away. Just far enough to get you to think about it, but when they get there, they assume that you forgot about it, like I have with all the other bullshit climate alarmism I've experienced throughout my entire life. In the 1970s, it was global cooling. Remember that? And then it was acid rain, and then it was ocean acidification, and then it was ozone hole, maybe getting them out of order. It's kind of hard to keep track. What was that? Oh yeah, global warming came out of that. There was the hurricane season of 2005 when, oh my god, everything's going to be ridiculous bad. 2006 going to be even worse. And then 2006 was a relatively slow, boring hurricane season, but they think we don't remember that. And, Al Gore, snow will be a thing of the past. Greta, like 2 weeks ago, was supposed to be the end of the world. Alas, we are still here. So where have we heard about this dimming the sun bullshit? Washington Examiner and me, and I covered it back in January of 2021. Boring video, not good, not entertaining. At least I don't think so. So despite the European Commission's recent warning that the large-scale interventions such as solar engineering or geoengineering could reverse, quote, climate change, again, always been warning about imminent doom, it could have unintended consequences. Huh, you don't say. We know what they are. These people think we're stupid, too. The White House published a new report on Friday indicating the Biden administration wants to manipulate planetary systems to block the sunlight to, quote, save the planet. It will probably cause a massive, massive famine, worldwide death event that the Earth will eventually heal from, but it may take time. It may take decades. So the congressionally mandated report, which I'm not going to bore you with, released by the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, shows the Beijing Biden administration is very eager to explore geoengineering methods to block sunlight because they allege the planet is burning and there's an imminent climate crisis that will destroy the world. The world is just fine, and it's also the middle of fucking summer, and it was hot today. Imagine that in Florida. A program of research into the scientific and societal implications of solar radiation modification, SRM, would enable better informed decisions about potential risks and benefits of SRM. There will probably be, at best, it does nothing. At worst, it causes a global famine as a component of climate policy. Oh, and there will be a shit ton of money made, but not by you and I. So, a bunch of grifters will skim. It's waste and abuse, my friends. Climate policy alongside the foundational elements of greenhouse gas emissions, mitigation, and adaptation. Carbon dioxide is measured in parts per million. I want to say the total we're up to now is about 420, which that means there's a shit ton of atmosphere that is not carbon dioxide. It is a trace gas when it is measured in parts per million, my friends. The report continued, SRM offers the possibility of cooling the planet significantly on a time scale of a few years, and it could kill millions of people. Well, hey, maybe we figured out the goal. In a statement, the White House said there are no plans underway to establish a research program focused on solar radiation modification, and this is the shitty infographic, which shows a plane, I guess, spewing out some sort of reflective material. There's no official government policy attached to the report, and Congress had ordered the report, and the release was one day after the European Commission outlined the potential risks and unintended consequences of manipulating planetary systems to fight global warming. So the Commission warned, hey, a bureaucracy is doing something borderline intelligent in the context of accelerated global warming, which is non-existent. Deliberate large-scale intervention in the Earth's natural systems, referred to as geoengineering, such as solar radiation modification, is attracting more attention. However, the risks, impacts, and unintended consequences that these technologies pose are poorly understood. The climate is very poorly understood, my friends. And necessary rules, procedures, institutions have not been developed. There's a lot of things that, humans think we're really fucking smart. We're not, okay? There's a lot of shit we do not have any idea about. And I'll give you one: gravity. We all know it exists. Tell me why, please, somebody. ChatGPT will never be able to figure that out. But anyway, the risks include technologies that introduce new risks to people and ecosystems. While they could increase power imbalances between nations, it could be viewed as a biological attack, spark conflicts, and raises a myriad of ethical, legal, governance, and political issues. Yes, now, whatever they do, whatever they try to fuck up, whatever they do, they're probably going to fuck up. But the Earth will naturally heal itself, I believe. The Earth is going to be fine after humans annihilate themselves. Don't worry about Mother Earth. So blocking the sun's rays globally with artificial particles in the name of climate change is gaining traction. However, it's too much risk that could possibly harm biodiversity and agriculture on a global scale. The fact that this technology could alter global weather patterns is frightening. So, you may ask, let's just hypothetically say, is there some use case where this event actually happened? There is. It's called The Year Without a Summer, and it was in 1816. So what had happened was there was a series of really bad volcanic eruptions in Europe and North America, and I think Asia had huge issues in 1816. So in Asia, China had a huge famine. China wasn't really advanced in 1816. Hell, the United States wasn't even really advanced, but monsoon season was disrupted, resulting in floods, and that summer snowfall was reported in various locations around 30 degrees north. In Taiwan, which has a tropical climate, snow was reported. Interesting. In Europe, let's see, they were recovering from the Napoleonic Wars, and there were failure of wheat, oat, and potato harvests. Germany, the crisis was severe. Germany is located far north. So, there was a typhus epidemic between 1816 and 1819. There was a typhus epidemic in parts of Europe, including Ireland, Switzerland, and Scotland. In North America, there was a persistent dry fog observed in parts of the eastern United States, dimmed the sunlight so much that sunspots were visible, and neither rain nor windfall dispersed the fog. Now, what happened was the volcano kicked all that particulate matter up into the stratosphere, and they even called it stratospheric sulfate aerosol veil, and that's also what they're trying to do with this harebrained scheme. So they're wanting to artificially introduce something that caused the death of potentially millions of people. Hey, we may have figured out their motive. But there is snow in July and August in the northern United States. Florida would be fine, but still, it persisted for years, and it was just a really rough stretch of time. And these people want to do this again, and they're insane. So that's that. That's all we're going to do. Oh, wait, no, I forgot this last little bonus nugget here. There is a documentary. I'll put a link to this in the description below. The Dimming, a full-length climate engineering documentary. It's 2 hours long. I may watch it. It's Tour de France season, so hopefully the Muslims haven't murdered any cyclists. I didn't see it. I probably would have got a news alert on that one, but this has 1.6 million views from 2 years ago. It probably was triggered by the same story that triggered this video from 2 years ago. So the account has 185k subs. He's not just some jamoke like me. But that's that. If you have 2 hours to kill, this might be a worthy investment of your time. So anyway, that's that. That's all we're going to do. Pick up some non-perishable food, and God bless.